Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is something that's a little bit different from just lifting weights. Uh, Most people can push themselves up to lift weights for a certain period of time and they pretty much lose interest. This right here is one thing no trainer or anybody, period, can help you with, and that's your will to continue to do something without anyone else pushing you to do that. And the thing about it is that you take old bodybuilders of the day. You know, most of them train themselves. They also, did their own diets and stuff like that. They're not like today's bodybuilders where they have trainers and nutritionists and stuff like that. So they have somebody who's always pushing them to do A, B, C, and D. And at some point, when they rise to a certain level, they normally begin to fail because they really don't know how to do none of the stuff on their own. They depend on somebody else being able to teach, to push them and to tell them exactly what to do, and they just follow that regimen. Now, that right there within itself is more than enough to cause a person to fail. That's why I was looking at this picture, my 600-pound life. You know, this very obese people who's suffering from food addictions. They really can't help themselves on how much they eat. When they eat, they just continue to eat. You know, they 600 pounds, a 600-pound human, 500-pound human. You know, just from eating. But at the same time, you know, these people, in order to be able to gain that kind of weight, you got to be, very sedentary. Some of them was, at that weight is so heavy until they pretty much handicapped. They really can't get out the bed. They don't go out the house, nothing. But yet and still, people keep bringing them food, feeding them, and this person is not doing anything. They're just sitting there. And right there is where I say, trainers and things like that, these people are not necessarily being trained, at least on the versions that I was watching, the shows that I was watching that they had. They weren't being trained or anything at that particular time, but they was having that gastric bypass surgery where they actually need it because, if they don't lose a lot of weight in a hurry, there's a real strong possibility that the person is going to end up, having a heart attack or something like that, and passing away at an early age, because these people were, they were really not real old people. They was, some of them was, very young and had this problem. So that right there leads you to believe that without your own dedication and will, no matter what it is that you do, because even with the gastric bypass surgery, this one guy, he had the surgery, he lost a lot of weight, he got smaller and everything like that. So he had all the loose skin. Then he had 100 pounds of loose skin that they cut off of. They got the skin laid out on the table. It was crazy. It was crazy. So this guy went through all that stuff right there. All the skin laid out on the table. They sewed him back up, got rid of as much of the loose skin as they could. The guy healed back up, and he's, back out healthy again, doing what he got to do after the surgery. And without that doctor being over him, the guy started going right back to where he came from. Even though he was smaller, he started doing the exact same thing that got him where he was then. I mean, he going right back to it, man. I mean, to put yourself through all that trouble, and you're talking to psychiatrists, and they're talking to all psychiatrists and all this kind of stuff. That's the crazy part about it, and they still are failing after they have all this stuff done to them. And my point is that if you do not develop on your own the will to stay in shape or to get in shape on your own, if you don't develop the will to do that on your own, nobody in this world can help you if you don't decide that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Because you can have all the trainers in the world. As long as the trainer is there, you're staying on your diet. You're keeping training because they're pushing you all the time. They're pushing you all the time. They're telling you, come on, we can do this, we can do that, all the time. But as soon as that person is gone, you right back to square one. You start doing the exact same thing. You start slacking off on working out. You start slacking off on watching what you eat and not eating too much. All that goes out the window. Nobody can train you to have willpower but you. You're the only person that can do that. You're the only person that can push you to whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. That's just true fact. There's nobody that can help you but you. That's why I say you have to get your mind right first. Control your mind to control your body. Once you are able to do that, there's nothing else in life that you can't do by controlling your mind and then controlling your body. There's no way for you to fail being like that. These guys kill me with these crazy exhausts they be having on these old cars. Anyway, there's nobody that can train you to have that willpower. All of it's gonna come back to you. All of it's gonna lay in your lap. You can't blame nobody but you in the long run. Like I said, these people on this 600-pound life. I can imagine the cost of the surgery for the gastric bypass and the cost of the plastic surgery to sit up and get rid of all that excess fat, and then you start going right back to where you were before. All that stuff is good for shows and stuff like that, because it gets you to to watching them, because it's just like bodybuilders. Bodybuilders are the circus of physical fitness. They the circus. They are the excessive of everything. They're tremendously huge guys abnormally. And these 500 and 600 pound people, they carry that same circus type interest. So people gonna tune in to that stuff. But in the long run, even though they're looking at them like circus people, circus freaks or whatever, just people that just out there, these are people. These are people that have real issues, and at some point you're gonna have to get your mind right. At some point you got to get your mind right, or no amount of money in the world is gonna help you. No amount of surgery in the world gonna help you. No amount of drugs in the world gonna help you. You got to get your mind right in order for you to be able to survive and make it, in this world. Because you can make an addiction out of a lot of stuff, out of pretty much anything, if you can't stop doing it. And addictions are very hard to overcome. I understand that, by all means I understand they are very hard to overcome. But they can be done, and you have to have the will to do that. You have to have the will to push yourself forward and make yourself be better than what you was yesterday. Your will is the only thing that gonna help you. Other people can help you get in line and get where you got to go, and when you get there, your mind's still not right, you're gonna fail. That's why I say in a video that I had previous that personal trainers can help you fail. That's why. That's why, because nobody can make you keep doing something for your own good. The only person that can do that is you. Anyway, that's what I want to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.